guys, this is Mrs. Sharp, and this is day 2 of two-digit subtraction with two numbers. So 2 numbers, 2 digits, day 2 with 2 strategies, and you're in 2nd grade. Okay, so our learning target today, let me share my screen. Da, 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 da. There we go. Flip chart. Okay, we're going to get to, but first I want you to think about when you read and write, you begin on the left and you go to the right. Other right, homophones. What do you notice about the direction of the numbers on the open number line? Well, you probably said that they get higher, or they go from lower to higher. Now, that is true. So we're going to be learning about subtracting on a number line today. And we're going to learn about subtracting with the numbers going up, counting on like we did yesterday, and also with the numbers going back. Similar to what we did with the tens blocks when we marked them out and we were taking away that way, we're going to be doing it on a number line. All right, so we're going to flip to our learning target on the next screen. Go. The next one. I can use an open number line to subtract. Pretty simple right there. All right, but we're doing it with two-digit numbers. So you are going to need your math journal. Mine's red, yours may be a different color, your math journal, and you're going to turn to the next clean page right after the math that we did yesterday, that we did with the base 10 blocks. And you're going to have word problems again that I want you to write down so that you have them with your work. I'm going to show you how we're going to set it up first in your I don't think I'm screen sharing, just a second. Here we go. It's not coming up. Here we go. So I have put my title up here. Sorry, they're my notes. I have put my title up here with two-digit subtraction number line. And then I'm going to end up writing my word problem here, or you are. I've written it here. And then we have our 2 strategies. So you're going to have 2 number lines. All right, so you can pause the video and go ahead and write down your word problems and set them up. Okay. All right, so we're back now, and let's read through this word problem. There were 27 students on the bus. 19, we have a word right here, a number word. And what does that look like? It looks like 19 students got off the bus. How many students are still on the bus? So this is a takeaway problem. We have a whole of 27 students on the bus. 19 get off, so a part is separated, and how many are left? So if you think about it with a part-whole box, you have a whole, fix that, a whole of 27, and one part is the 19 that got off the bus, and we're looking for the part that is left. So our unknown is the part that is left. Now on this first number line, we are counting on. So if we're counting on, we are going to start with the lower number, the part, which is 19. And if you need to pause the video at any time, please do so to make sure you understand what's going on and that you have everything written down. Okay, so we're going to start at 19. And a good rule of thumb when you're doing number lines is to go to the next number that ends in a 5 or a 0. Why? Because we've all learned how to count by fives and by tens. And we're pretty good at that by this time in second grade. So it's easier to count that way. Well, let's see if we can add 10. We know if we go up by 10 from 19, we are going to end up at what number? 29. Well, 27 is less than 29, so that would be too much. So we're going to think about what's the next number that ends in a 5 or a 0? The next one that ends in a 0 would be 20. So we're going to go up to 20. And we're going to put a plus sign because we are adding. Okay, and how much does it take to get from 19 to 20? Just 1. There we go. So 1 plus 1. Now we're going from 20 to 27. Well, all you great mathematicians out there know how to use your mental math and know that you are just going up 7 in the ones place because the 10s stay the same. So you are going to add on 7. Count up 7 to get to 27. So is that our answer, 27? No, that is what we were trying to get to. That was what we had in the beginning. We're looking for this space. So here's 19, here's 27. We are looking for this in between. So we have to add these together to get the total. So 1 right here plus 7 equals, you all know that, 8. So 8 is our unknown. So we're going to try the second strategy, which is counting back. Now, this may get confusing for some. And in certain classes, so you may not even be allowed to do this a lot of the time because it does get confusing. The reason we are going to put it on here is because for some people it does make sense. Most it does get confusing though. But it is also reflective of old school subtraction that you are going to be doing at the end of the week. Miss Self's going to be teaching that. It's going to be awesome. And so it mirrors what you're going to do somewhat with old school because you are taking away the number from the first number, the second number from the first number. So you have to start with the whole in this case, which is 27. Because it is a takeaway problem, so there is a whole. So 27, so you're going to start with 27, and we are going to be going backwards on the number line. So we are going to take away 19. All right, so let's think. Can we take away a 10 if we were taking away 19? Well, yes, we can because it has a 10. So we're going to go back 10. We're going to go all the way back a good space, and we're going to say minus, because we are going backwards, minus 10. There we go. So 27 minus 10 is equal to what? It is equal to 17. 17, right? And so when we are at 17, we still have 9 more to go. Now, do we have 9 right here? No, we just have 7. But we know that 9 equals 2 plus 7. So let's go back to 7. We're going to decompose that number and go back 7. So subtract 7. And we are at 10, right? So how much more do we need to go back? We've gone the 7, so now we have the 2. So 10 minus 2 equals 8, which is the same answer we got for the first strategy. Yes, so you see how it's done? If you need to stop and review this and look over, you may just want to freeze the page, the screen, and look it over so you can concentrate on it. Please go ahead and do so. So we're going to move on to the next problem, the next word problem. I'm going to move it over here. I got a little mark there. So I'm going to read through it, and then I want you to pause the video and set up your page. So we have, there are 36 loaves of bread in a bakery. 28 loaves were sold. How many loaves are left? So it's another takeaway. There are 36 loaves of bread in a bakery. 28 loaves were sold. How many loaves are left? So I also want you to go ahead and try to set up the equation for this. I just said how it was a part whole to take away. And so we have a whole and we have two parts. So think about where the unknown is. Do we know what the whole is? Do we know any of the parts? Okay, so you can pause the video. Okay, and we're back. So yes, there is a whole 36 loaves of bread. That is what we started out with. And there's a part that we know, 28 loaves were sold. So it's similar to the 27 kids on the bus when the 19 got off. This is 36 loaves and 28 were sold. And we want to know how many were left. So we can look back at our other problem and think, how are we going to solve this? Well, if we are counting on, which is our first strategy, you're going to start with the lower number. So we need to set up our equation because we're counting on. So we have 28 plus the unknown equals 36. So we are starting with 28. So we go 28. Now, can we add 10? If we add 10, we will end up with, yes, 38. Too much. So what's the next number that ends in a 5 or a 0? It would be 30. So we're going to go on here and add, not add 30. Ooh, we're going to end up at 30. So how much will it take to get from 28 to 30? 2. Great. So 2. So we're at 30 now. And we need to get to 36. So how much are we going to add? I want you to go ahead and do that. Well, you can do that mental math, can't you? So it's 6 plus 6. But remember, 36 is not our answer. We have 36. We are looking for this part here. So we are going to do an equation, 2 plus 6. You do not have to write this down, but I want you to see it. You may write it down. So 2 plus 6 equals what? 8, just like the other page, 8. Boom. All right. Great. So let's go down to strategy 2. Remember, we are going back on the number line this time. So if we are going back, we are going to start with the bigger number, the whole, which is, right, 36. All right, so 36. Our equation would be 36. Think of your turnaround facts. 36 minus 28 equals box. Now, I am going to show you a different way, but it's still the same concept. What if you went back to 28, right? It's going to take a lot less time. So if we say 36 minus box equals 28, it's the same group, the same fact family, but we're going to go back until we get to 28, similar to up here when we went up to 36, to find the difference. So we're going to go back. So we want to go back. Can we go back 10? Well, we don't know. right? Well, if we take 10 away, actually we do, if we take 10 away from 36, we would end up at 26, right? Which is too much, just like we were talking about up here. So we are going to go back to the next number that ends in a 0 or a 5. So we are going to go back to, need a little more room. We are going to go back to 30. Yeah, still needs more room. Boom. Back to 30. And so how much would that be? 36 going back to 30 would be minus 6. Minus 6. So we have 6 going back so far. We're just going to 28. Well, we can count back really quickly to 28, can't we? We're at 30. We can go 29, and I'm going to do it with ones right now. You can do it in your head a different way. So we're at 29 and then 28. So you may have just wanted to jump back to 28 and just done 2. Said minus 2. Like I'll show you right there, minus 2. You could have done that. Both ways, it's minus 2. So now we're not looking for the 28, are we? We have the 28. We are looking right here at the missing amount, the unknown, which is 6 plus 1 plus 1. Now, because of the minuses, we're going to think, oh, we need to subtract 1 from 6 or something. But we're just actually looking for the total amount in between. And the total amount in between is 6 plus 1 plus 1. The total amount, we went backwards. So we had 6 plus 1 plus 1 equals, once again, 8, just like up above. Great. Okay, here's our last one. We have another word problem. Turn to the next page, clean page, and make sure don't skip pages. It's easy. Sometimes they stick together, so be careful. All right, I'm going to read the problem, and then I'd like you to pause the video and set it up. Write down the problem and set it up. I had $80. I spent $33 at the movies. Definitely can do that. How much money do I have left? All right, so I had $80. I spent $33, at the movies. How much money do I have left? Okay, so I want you to pause and write it down and go ahead and try to solve them on your own. You can go ahead and try to solve both the counting on. I'll write that here, counting on, and the counting back. And don't forget your equations. Make sure you have your equations for each one. So go ahead and pause the video and figure those out. Okay, we're back. So once again, this is a part whole. We have the whole of what? $80. We spent 33, and you are looking for the amount you have left. So we are going to start with a smaller number. So 33, because we are counting on, plus the other part equals 80. Okay, so 33 is where we start, and we are going up to 80. Can we add 10? Yes, we can. You may want to add even more in your head at a time, but just do it by tens right now for the first time. So we're going to go up to 10. 33 plus 10 equals 43. We keep going. Yes, we can. 43 plus 10, 53. 53 plus 10, 63. 63 plus 10, 73. 73 plus 10. Can we do it? Yes, because it's still a 3. Oh, wait. No, we can't. I was thinking of 83 up here. My bad. So we go to 73. We can't go up 10 more because we'd end up at what? 83. So we can't do that because we're just going to 80. So we're at 73. So what's the next number that ends in a 0 or a 5? Be 75. So you could go there, or if you know your tens facts, you know that what do you add on to 3 to make 10? You'd add 7. We'll take a smaller step this time and just say, okay, I'm going to the next number with a 7 or a 5. I'm going to say plus 2 gives me the 75. And then from 75 to 80, plus 5. We get to 80. Or you could have just known that 3 plus 7 equals 80. So 80 is not our answer. We have to add all these up. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40. We can write that down if we want. 40 plus 2 plus 5, which is 7. 40 plus 7 equals 47. Yay! So down at the bottom, we are doing counting back. So we are going to start with our bigger number for an equation. We have 80. And we are going to go back. This time, let's go back. We can kind of decide how the number is, if the number is going to be bigger or not. But let's try the way we just did it. We're going to count back to 33. So, sorry if that was a little confusing right there. So we're going to say minus a certain amount equals 33. Okay, so minus 33, we're going to, not minus 33, we're going to 33. So we are going to start with 80. And we are going to go back. Can we go back 10? Yes, that would be 70. Can we go back 20? Yes, that would be 60. Let's try going back 20. So minus 20 equals 60. That's a good chunk, but not too much. Then can we go back 20 again? Can we take away 2 more 10s before we get to 30? Yes, we can. If we go 20 back again, we would end up at 40. Okay, so we're still not to 33. So let's go back. Again, if we go back to the next number that ends in a 5 or a 0, we would end up at 35. Now, if you're thinking about your tens facts, you know that to get from the 0 to the 3, it would take 7. But we've gone back 35, so how many is it going to take to go back to 33? 2. And now we're at 33. But 33 is not our answer. This is our answer. So 20 plus 20 equals 40. And 40 plus 7 equals 47. All right, remember we're not subtracting when we're putting these numbers not together, but we're not subtracting these numbers because we're finding out the amount it is in total. So that's our answer, 47. Great job. So if you want to play a game after for practice, this is great practice. Should all try this. We have a number line that goes up to 100. And you can play this against a family member, or you can do it on your own. You may use dice, or you may use cards again. Like I said, if you have playing cards at home, if you don't have dice. If you have dice, you just need 1 die. It's called 1 die. Otherwise, you can get cards, and you get a little higher here, but let's be fair and just do up to 6. So we're going to have the numbers. We're going to keep the numbers up to 6, just like die because it has up to 6 dots on it, right? So you're going to have these, and you're going to draw one, and you get to decide if you want it to be a 50 or a 5. And the object to the game is to get to 0, the closest to 0, in 6 tries. So 6 tries. So you're going to decide if you want this 5 to be a 50 or a 5. Well, we're starting, so let's go ahead and make it a 50, right? So if you go back, minus 50, we're practicing going back. So we're going to 0 or close to 0. Minus 50 equals 50. We know that from our money too, with coins. Okay, so then we're going to draw another. Well, 6. Well, we're at 50. We can't do 60, can we? So we're just going to do 6. So we're going to subtract 6 minus 6 and think, okay, I'm at 50. What number would I add on to 6 to end up with a 10? Thinking about our tens facts. 4 plus 6 equals 10. So you're going back, and you're not going back a full 10, so you're still in the 40s. So we're at 44. Well, let's draw again. 2. Can we go back 20? Sure, let's do it. So we go back 20. And we end up at 24. So we keep going to a total of 6 tries and see how close you can get to 0 in 6 tries. All right, guys, have fun with that. And thank you. If you have any questions, be sure to ask your teacher, ask your parents in the meantime. And I'll see you tomorrow for our next part. Bye.